This is Europe's Bitcoin island. It's one of the most Bitcoin-friendly places in Europe, maybe even the world. You can buy anything with Bitcoin here. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as coffee, cars, curry, and cryotherapy. I've shown just how Bitcoin-friendly this island is in another video, which you should definitely check out. So in this video, we're going to dive deeper and ask the question, how did this happen? Why did a small, unknown Portuguese island become such a hotspot for Bitcoin adoption? It's even more important as just 2 years ago, local Madeiran, André Loja, thought he was.
I thought I was the only Bitcoiner in Madeira.
Fast forward a few years, and the Bitcoin island of Madeira has over 140 Bitcoin-friendly merchants, a thriving Bitcoin community, coding camps, and business leaders embracing Bitcoin. Today we're going to work out how to orange pill an island. Orange pilling, by the way, means to understand Bitcoin. It's a matrix reference. You can exit the financial system by taking the orange pill, where orange is the color of Bitcoin and optimism. Following André Loja, who's the co-founder of the Free Madeira movement. And then we're going to follow him as he introduces Bitcoin to this island, the Pearl of the Atlantic, as it's affectionately known. We're on the way to André's house, André Loja, way too early. You can even hear it in my voice. This is when his day starts with his first 4 children before we get to the 5th children, which is Free Madeira. So we're going to go check out where André is, what he's up to right now. I guess go on the school run together, which is going to be fun, and shadow him throughout the day as he attempts to turn Madeira into a Bitcoin island. Oh, that's it. No way. Como se chama?
Yuki.
Yuki. Hi, Yuki. Hi. I'm Joe. What's your name?
Tiago.
Tiago and?
Teresa.
Teresa. Joaquina. Eu digo bem. Joaquina. See? Joaquina. André has 4 blonde children and more than a few businesses across the island. He grew up here in Madeira, and his journey into Bitcoin started with books. Specifically, Monstero Books, a publishing project he launched to translate key Bitcoin and financial texts into his native Portuguese. These days, a lot of his energy goes into Free Madeira, the initiative helping turn this island into a Bitcoin-friendly haven. And don't worry, there's more on Free Madeira shortly. He's just dropping his kids off at school, and then we're going to follow him as he introduces Bitcoin to this island, the Pearl of the Atlantic, as it's affectionately known. It's beautiful though. After the school run, it's workout time. I mean, if you're orange pilling an island, you've got to start the day strong.
But then the truth is, when I come here, you know, a little exercise, it hurts like fuck, but then I go for a swim, the day is totally different. Really? I'm a lot more energized and so on after exercise. It's really good. And doing it is still a pain in the ass.
Have you tried the cryo freezing thing yet? You know, the cool zone?
Yeah, I tried it the other day. I don't know, 1 month ago or something. That was hardcore.
Yeah.
You should try it.
Did it yesterday.
You did it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I felt a bit high afterwards.
Really?
Yeah, it was cool. Paid in
The
Bitcoin.
mine was 110.
Yeah.
Jesus.
For 2.5 minutes, something
Yeah.
like that. Starting to run. Here we go. We'll do quick fire questions now. Will Bitcoin's price be above or below 70k by the end of the year?
Above.
Blue wallet or Jade wallet?
Blue wallet.
Wallet of Satoshi or Blink?
Blink.
Swiss Bitcoin Pay or Musket?
Well, both actually. We're working with Swiss Bitcoin Pay now for now.
Okay.
With the merchants, but we're gonna upgrade to Muscat when they want an all-in-one solution.
Okay.
Hardware.
Yeah. Hal Finney or Nick Szabo?
Hal Finney. Running with Finney, right?
Yes. I was trying to get you to say those words while also on the treadmill. Workout complete, paid in sats of course, we cooled off in the sea. Unlike mainland Portugal, you can swim in Madeira year-round. The ocean stays between 16 and 24 degrees Celsius. For the Americans, that's somewhere between pleasantly refreshing and warm. As André made a few work calls, I wondered, how did he get so many merchants accepting Bitcoin seemingly so easily?
It wasn't really my priority because it's a chicken and egg problem, right? You can't put all the merchants accepting Bitcoin if there's no customers paying in Bitcoin. So it didn't make any sense in the beginning, and this was way before the conference. Of course, now that it's gaining traction, there's a community growing, there's a lot of software engineering guys over, and not only locals, but expats that moved here. Now there's a community, you know, spending sats daily. Now it makes sense. And then we started, you know, pushing a lot more on the adoption, and now we have 110 merchants, I think.
111. I got one yesterday.
Yeah.
And since recording this content just a few months ago, it's now more than 140 merchants, as you can see on btcmap.org. It's definitely worth downloading the app of BTCMap before you visit Madeira.
Nice. No, it was one of those, the Santana houses. I was walking in there and I didn't have any cash. I was like, can I tip you in Bitcoin? And he was like, what is it?
Really?
And then 15 minutes later, he accepted Bitcoin, and then I put him in contact with Charlie.
¿Acepta dinero en Bitcoin también? No? Despite the owner's clear love of history and tradition, he was quick to embrace the future of money, happily accepting a tip in Bitcoin.
Nice.
So I think that's another, yeah, but I think that's another thing is that because if I'm around the world and I try to do this, I have to follow it personally. And a week later, I'll be sat in Lisbon and I'll be talking to some guy in Curacao and I'll be like, what am I doing, man?
Charlie is very important. Not only on the first days, teaching them how to use it, how to accept it safely, how to install it, but he's always present as well for customer support. If they ever run into issues or they need anything else, or sometimes just shit happens. Some merchants don't see a payment very often because it's more exquisite stuff like AC for your house or something. So sometimes they'll call because, please remind me of it, but Charlie's always around, so it's really, really cool.
Yeah, no, he's he's not just around, but he's also passionate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very passionate.
Yeah, he loves it. But I think that's sort of the key, maybe you'd agree with me, I don't know. What are the key ingredients, you think, for these projects to really take off?
Honestly, I think we have to be less Bitcoiners when we are orange pilling merchants and more businessmen. Because in the end, just the fact that it's a normal payment gateway with less fees than whatever they're using, and the opportunity to get more clients and so on, it's a sell by itself. So it's not only the Bitcoin, but then after a while they get slowly orange pilled, and eventually they save the sats. And now we've been seeing that over 80% of the merchants are keeping the sats, which is really, really cool.
Wow, that means that 80% of the merchants that have been onboarded are Bitcoiners.
And the really cool thing that we started noticing as well is among them, they also do circular economy. So we have merchants that are accepting Bitcoin, but they have a supplier that is also on the BTCMap and accepting Bitcoin, so they use the sats to get stuff for the business as well. So it's really cool. A true circular economy.
Stateless money.
Yeah. Obrigado.
Obrigado, André.
Tem muita cliente que pagam em Bitcoin? Há muito? Alguns. Sim. Sim, como ele. É.
Não, tem mais, uns 2 ou 3.
2 ou 3, ok. É bom início.
Ainda é cedo.
Okay. Ainda cedo. Still early. Ainda cedo. That means it's still early. She's not wrong. When did you start accepting Bitcoin at the co-op?
Oh, a long time ago. Way before we even thought about Free Madeira.
So this was always the place you could point to and say, there is a Bitcoin symbol on Madeira.
Yeah. It's a bit faded, the orange.
Yeah, because of the sun, eh?
Yeah, it's been so long here that...
This co-working space is not only important because it's one of Andre's businesses, but it's also the first place to accept Bitcoin on the island. Is that right?
Yes.
There you go. Proof from the man himself. The big flag upstairs, there's the Bitcoin sticker on the wall as well, and there's like posters and stuff. Is there anything else that's Bitcoin related here in the co-working space?
We have clients, Bitcoiner clients. But no, it's just a regular co-working space. But I own it we started co-work 10 years ago. My God, time flies. And of course, when I started being a Bitcoiner, one of the first things I did was start accepting Bitcoin in the businesses, right? And of course, I was very proud of it, so I painted the Bitcoin logo on the wall. And it was a thing, let's say.
Oh really? Did that attract local,
Well, it was like, in the beginning, 4 years ago, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Crazy people inside.
But that's what the president saw, right? The president saw that and was like...
Actually, it was, one of the big... That sign there, actually, this one, that was a thing when the president came, because I pointed at it. At the time, it was saying, we need to attract businesses and new technologicals and all of that. So I pointed at the sign and said, okay, maybe I can help. And that kickstarted the whole thing.
No way. So his chance visit to this space.
He was sitting here, and I pointed there, and I said maybe I can help, and then I started gathering Bitcoiners help, like Daniel Prince and Jeff Butt and so on, and Samsung, and then eventually went to Miami, and the rest is history.
It's becoming history.
Yeah.
You're making history here. It's cool. Sweet. What are you doing here? Just to understand what's going on.
I like old stuff.
Oh. We will see you later, no?
we have the dinner / meetup today.
Yeah.
And Sovereign Engineering Project starts cohort number 3 today.
The Sovereign Engineering Cohort, or SEC, LOL, is a group of future-focused devs and techies dedicated to building new and parallel systems that last. I actually tried to sit in on one of their meetings, but they put my phone in a Faraday bag before I could even really say hello. They take privacy very seriously. From there, it was time to link up with Charlie, who was reportedly checking in on a cheese shop that had just started accepting Bitcoin. Also, yes, I had to do a quick outfit change into a Bitcoin t-shirt to prep for some street interviews. If you want to see how those street interviews turned out, well, the results are already on my channel. To get there, we hopped on a tuk-tuk, which happily tuk-tuk Bitcoin for the first time. Do you want to accept Bitcoin?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Well, how much do you want to charge me?
One.
One Bitcoin?
Yeah.
I see you, mate. I press send, and you'll see it's super fast. You've already received it.
Yeah, I felt it.
You felt it?
Well, it vibrated, yeah.
That proves it really is easy to broach the topic of Bitcoin in Madeira. Tudo bem? Sim. Boa loja. Bonita. See, it's a pretty, no? It's a pretty cheese shop and it smells great. We're going to do a little tasting session now to understand what different cheeses taste like. Come taste with me, Charlie. You just onboarded him today or recently?
No, a couple of months ago.
Okay. And how's the Bitcoin experience been? Como foi a sua experiência com Bitcoin? Obrigado.
A experiência com o Bitcoin foi um pouco assim do nada. Chegou um cliente, que temos muitos clientes que são os nómadas digitais. E tem grande parte dos nossos clientes são os nómadas. E chegou um cliente um dia que disse, recebe Bitcoin? E eu disse, não. E ele, por que não? E eu disse, olha, vamos lá tentar. E ele passou-me por Bitcoin e desde então, depois chegou aqui o camarada e nós começamos a trabalhar com Bitcoin.
E que sabia de Bitcoin antes deste momento em que ela entrou?
Já tinha ouvido falar muito sobre o Bitcoin, desde o início, mas nunca na realidade o que era o concreto o Bitcoin. Mas já tinha ouvido falar muito sobre o Bitcoin,
que boa.
Mas não sabia como é que era a transação do Bitcoin, como é que eram feitas as coisas, até que não sei explicar como deve ser.
Que interessante. Que faz com o Bitcoin que recebes? Ou guardas ou vendes?
Eu até agora tenho guardado.
Dennis was saying that he hodls his Bitcoin that he receives, and sometimes when people come in seeing the sign saying, oh, you accept Bitcoin, they instead spend euros because they also hodl the Bitcoin they have and don't want to spend it. So it's a conundrum, right?
Dennis wanted to accept Bitcoin. He was curious about it, and someone from the community came here before I came. So told Dennis that you should accept Bitcoin, and then Dennis showed interest in start accepting Bitcoin. So cool. It was very easy.
E os seus colegas ou os seus amigos de indústria, eles também aceitam Bitcoin ou o que acham eles de Bitcoin?
As pessoas ainda ficam um pouco fechadas ao Bitcoin, mas isto é geral. Mas depois de entendermos que o Bitcoin é apenas uma forma de pagamento, tal como utilizamos o multibanco, as coisas fluem de outra maneira. Por vezes sentimos que existem poucos sítios que recebem o Bitcoin.
Okay.
Por vezes temos vontade de utilizar ou que queiram pagar transação em Bitcoin e as pessoas ainda são assim, um pouco relutantes nisso.
Okay.
Não sei no futuro se irá alterar, espero que sim. Como disse, é uma maneira fácil de transacionar o dinheiro.
I think there is a lot of people like Denise here in Madeira that they are curious. They want to accept Bitcoin and know more about Bitcoin, but they don't know where to start, and that's the main thing.
Interesting. Ótimo. Pois boa sorte então, com a sua viagem de Bitcoin. Sim, eu vou pagar com Bitcoin então.
Okay.
MBWay now. By the way, the wallet I use here is BitKit, a non-custodial Lightning wallet. If you scan this QR code, you might be one of the lucky few to get some free Bitcoin. Try it. Obrigado, Dennis. E obrigado a conversação também. Charlie, what are you doing right now? Just explain.
Yeah, I was playing the Volt car. We are better than the banking system. A lot better. And I don't lose my car. I just link it to a different wallet, so I never lose my car. Try to do that with your bank.
Wow, he's burning every single banking system. Nice.
So is this what your day looks like usually?
Yeah. Seeing how it's going on everything, and if they need my support.
But you're always wearing a smile. You enjoy this.
Yeah, of course. It's not a work for me. I love what I do. I feel like it's also good for them. Sometimes I like to see this like you may not notice, but you are doing like making a difference in their life. As I told you, they are working, they don't have enough time to sit behind the computer and search for all this stuff.
Like we do.
Yeah, like we do. You feel good about it because you know that you are doing something very like noble, Mm-hmm. I don't win like money for this. I love what I do. I love everything. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, okay, let's go do a magic trick.
So, about that magic trick. Next, we headed to Ja Cafe to experiment with something.
This place is a like bougie coffee shop come hostel, very millennial and Gen Z friendly. Yes, I did just say Gen Z.
The hostel and the cafe.
Ah, very nice.
And there's like co-working space here. Everything quiet.
It's where we build our startup that's going to change the world.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's called Bitcoin. Are you in?
Bitcoin payments on Lightning, Bitcoin's layer 2, are free and instant, which means you can do some funky things, like what you're about to see in this next clip.
¿Hay mucha gente que paga en Bitcoin?
Sí, hay bastante, la verdad.
¿Como locais o digital nomads?
Digital nomads.
Ah, me imagino. Okay.
So you want to pay with your ring?
Yeah, so I'm going to go there. That's really interesting.
Nice, perfect.
Interesting.
Gracias.
So I paid you to her through my ring.
Yeah.
¿Viste lo que pasó? O?
No, vi que pagaste con tu anillo, ¿no?
Yo pagué a él, porque él lo escaneó.
What I did is just scan her invoice.
Yeah.
And you pay the invoice.
Through.
I think it's useful for those places where they don't have NFC devices.
Yeah.
Like for tablets or PDA.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Thank you. Oh, so there are certain places on the island that still don't accept Bitcoin. Shock horror. So you might need a bit of cash when you come here, notably for parking and for traditional sort of older shops. Fortunately, there are people like Charlie on the island who will accept your Bitcoin for euros. So I'm about to buy some euros so that I'm able to spend them. It's effectively called a peer-to-peer trade. And it is usually no KYC, but obviously you know who I am, so it's very KYC. So yeah, how are we going to do it, Charlie?
I have my wallet here. How much, like 50 euros?
50 euros is fine, yeah. Nice, so all I do is I scan that. Cool. So you've got the euros, and now technically you could run away.
No, I have the money here. There you go.
Thank you,
50
sir.
euros.
Pleasure. Yeah, and do you do this for other people on the island as well?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Yeah, okay, cool. And the key thing is that it's 0% if you HODL here, so that doesn't affect you tax-wise because you've HODLed for a year.
Yeah, and you are not, when you buy, you are not, it's not mandatory to declare anything.
No.
So you can freely buy Bitcoin. You don't have to report anything when you buy.
Amazing. And what about when you sell? Do you have to report that?
When you sell, yeah. Okay. But there is a rule, 1 year rule. So, yeah, 0% on taxes.
Nice, and I mean ultimately it's 50 euros and the head of the ECB is literally a convicted criminal for money laundering. So I don't think anyone cares about buying 50 euros on the street. This isn't some dodgy deal, you know? Go to London or Geneva if you want to launder some money, guys. Any comments?
I don't have any comments.
After a full day of visiting merchants, onboarding sessions, lightning experiments, and countless orange pilling conversations, I had a moment to reflect on just how much ground Andre and Charlie cover. This isn't just a job. It's not even just a passion project. It's daily, deliberate work, connecting with people, solving problems, and slowly transforming this island into something truly unique.
Who have you orange pilled today?
Today, no one.
What the fuck, man? Get out.
You're failing.
Like, had you not done Free Madeira, you'd be living a very chill life right now.
That's true. Well, but when you do it, quando fazes por gosto não cansa. Portuguese used to say.
When you do good stuff, you don't get tired?
Yeah.
That was a terrible translation.
But it's a literal translation. But it's basically a saying that when you do it out of goodness or when you enjoy it, it's not a problem. It's not tiring in the sense that you do it because you like it. That's how I feel about the Free Madeira project. I have other businesses, as you know, but I dedicate, I don't know, over 50% of my time to Free Madeira nowadays because I really want to, take it forward and I enjoy doing it.
What is motivating you?
My kids. I think it's for the best of my family and my community. I love Madeira. I love my family. I love my kids. So I'm working for them.
That was a rather wonderful sunny day on the island of Madeira. For any Bitcoin question or query you may have, please check out Plan B Network. Plan B Network is a fantastic source for all Bitcoin information. Please do hit the like button, and to paraphrase André, do what you love and save in Bitcoin. Cheers.